Welcome back, halfway through race 2 of the State New Zealand Ocean Swim Series, the Paihia Classic. It started in Russell, New Zealand's first capital, 3.3 kilometres, and are we seeing history? Because at the moment, Melissa Gorman out of Australia leads the race overall, looking to become the first female in the history of the series to win a race overall.
So Gorman, the 2009 and 2010 Australian Open Water Swimmer of the Year. And she's been in the Australian swim team since 2006. At the Commonwealth Games there, she won the silver on the 800 metres freestyle. So been around swimming for many, many years and really starting to exert her excellence in the open water.
And Stefan Talbot desperately trying to hang on to his feet. He's got a very good resume himself.
Absolutely, and earlier in the year at the New Zealand Open Water Champs, he was 10th overall male in the 10K and 3rd in the 17 and under. In the 5K, 7th overall and 1st in the 17 and under. And this year his goal is the Junior Pan Pac selection, which he has to come 1st or 2nd in the 18 and unders in Taupo in January. So this race is very important, his build-up. And in fact, he's swum every single state ocean swim race since 2008.
A wonderful battle developing for 3rd, 4th and 5th. Cara Baker, our second female in the white cap. But this is Graham O'Grady, the babyface assassin, that is his nickname. He's a wonderful triathlete. Now, Bevan Doherty, the Olympic silver medalist and bronze medalist, said there's only 2 guys in training who have ever cracked him. One being Craig Alexander, the man who's won the Hawaiian Ironman on 3 occasions, and Graham O'Grady. So it just shows how hard he is.
So here's Ben Campbell-McDonald, the number 1 cap here on the screen. And he comes out of Thorndon in Wellington and one of the fastest open water swimmers in Wellington. Another look in the white cap of Cara Baker. So she'll be starting to think now, how far am I behind Gorman? Can I catch this up? What do I have to do to make a change to try and catch Gorman in this race?
Yeah, interesting to see Cara Baker there because she was in no man's land. She's not looking to get on the feet of any of either Graham O'Grady or Ben Campbell-McDonald, which to me is a rookie error, because at the front end of the field, this woman, Melissa Gorman, continues to open up the gap over that group, including Cara Baker, O'Grady and McDonald.
Well, the great thing about having a 2009 world champion on the start line is Cara Baker can use this as a bit of a benchmark as to where she's up to in her build-up towards the Olympic qualification. Because it doesn't get much better than Melissa Gorman, and I think she'll come out, Cara Baker will come out of this race going, how can I really try and improve how I swim in the open water to get up to Gorman's level?
Oh, some big swells there, just playing havoc with their strokes, but Gorman just takes 3 deep breaths, settles herself, stays nice and relaxed and continues on her journey. Interesting, Scott, to notice the contrast here in kicks. Stefan Talbot using a lot more energy out of his kick than what we've seen from Melissa Gorman, which says to me Melissa Gorman very efficient under the water with her stroke, and Stefan perhaps relying a little bit more on the kick.
That's right. I think Melissa Gorman will be enjoying the extra buoyancy the wetsuit is offering her in the legs. And I think it is, you know, being a distance swimmer herself, I mean, she has swum 1500 metre and 800 metre in the pool, knows that conserving energy by just keeping a 2-beat kick going in the background is something that's going to really offer that energy needed at the end of this race.
I sense Melissa Gorman is just starting to tighten the screws and looking to try and increase her pace. Previously, she was 3-stroke breathing to her left and her right. Now she is down to just 2-stroke.
And a good look at Stefan Talbot. We've talked about his aspirations for 2012 with the Junior Pan Pacs. 18 years old out of Pakuranga, and had as one of his best second or placings at the State King of the Bays in 2010, and also at the Sand to Surf at Mount Maunganui.
Well, he's got his work cut out because Melissa Gorman has tightened the screws. She has opened up a wee gap of around 5 to 6 metres as she approaches one of the final state marker cans. They have around about 300 metres to travel. Gorman leads over Talbot.
And this is interesting, just popping up for a look here, Gorman, just making sure she's going to take the best line into the beach. And Stefan Talbot taking the left-hand side of that can for what he thinks is the best line to the beach. So this is going to be the telling point in the final metres.
Well, they've been travelling around about 3 kilometres. It's been physical, it's also mentally taxing and very easy to lose concentration. And Melissa Gorman will not want to be doing that too much between now and the finish line because she could open the door for Stefan Talbot. Melissa Gorman, 30 metres from the finish line. She will create history today. She'll become the first female athlete to win a race in the State New Zealand Ocean Swim Series overall. What a class act, a couple of dolphin dives, the short run up to the beach. Her Olympic aspirations for London of winning a medal are well and truly on course. Congratulations to Melissa Gorman.
Historic moments here at Paihia Beach. And she's smiling away, very, very happy with her work. And a congratulations by the New Zealand Open water coach, Philip Rush.
And Stefan Talbot, a great day for him too. He will win his first race in the men's division. This will give him huge confidence heading into the National Championships in January 2012.
And rounding out our top 3 overall is the half Ironman champion, Graham O'Grady, in the number 4 cap. And a nice little bit of prize money in his back pocket for his efforts this morning.
The man affectionately known as Gog, or the babyface assassin, that is a great swim for him. And this great crowd thoroughly enjoying this event as we see Brent Foster, the veteran. What an athlete. First represented New Zealand way back at the 1986 Commonwealth Games. 3rd in the men's, 4th overall.
And right behind Foster is Cara Baker, New Zealand's number 1 open water swimmer in the 5 and 10K, second to Gorman today, but firmly leading this series with her great win in the State Harbour Crossing last month.
Melissa Gorman, what a wonderful swim. You create history today.
Yeah, it's very exciting to be the first ever girl to ever win this race. From the start, I kind of settled into a good pace and in behind the boys, and then I don't know, I just kind of seemed to go past them. I was like, I didn't know what was going on, but I was happy to take the lead and just try and power my way through the race.
First time in a wetsuit?
Yes, definitely an interesting experience. Not what I'm used to back home, but I think once I got used to it towards the end it was a little bit easier, but at the start it's such a weird feeling. It was actually warmer than I thought it was going to be, so that's always a nice surprise, but yeah, I'm looking forward to coming back for a few other races in the series.
And you shared a fair bit of the journey with young Stefan Talbot.
Yes, I wish he would have taken over the lead for a little bit of the race. It would have made my life a little bit easier, but at least I knew there was someone there with me. Kind of rolled onto my back a couple of times to see if he was going to take over and lead, but I think he was happy sitting on my feet.
They're so courteous here in New Zealand, aren't they?
Yeah, they're not like our Aussie boys at all.
Well, Cara Baker, they don't come any bigger than Melissa Gorman. Tough swim. Talk us through the race.
Yeah, the start was quite good. There was a group of us, and it was a bit of a slow pace, which was unusual for obviously something like this. And during the race, you know, it got up real big and it was a bit choppy. I had a lot of fun. You know, you don't get better than this in New Zealand, and saw some good old jellyfish out there, which was quite exciting. But I had a great race. You know, Melissa Gorman's at the top standard of Australia and even in the world. So, you know, to be up there with her and, you know, to be able to race her, it's just fantastic.
Well, Stefan Talbot today, our men's champion, but second overall, Melissa Gorman.
Yeah, she's a good swimmer. I tried to stick in there to try beat her at the end, but she just had too much left.
What was going through your head? Was it just about trying to hold the likes of Graham O'Grady off?
Yeah, going through my head was more the men's win than the overall win. I was just checking behind me all the time, seeing if anyone was coming up, but didn't see anyone, so just stuck in there.
Yeah, it was a pretty fast start. There's some great swimmers here today, and yeah, I kind of struggled to keep with those front two. I had a couple on my feet, which kind of frustrates me a little bit, slows me down, but yeah, I sort of just lost contention with those front two. They're just so much faster than us today. I love coming to these events and putting myself amongst these sort of swimmers. It gives me a good gauge of where I'm at, and you know, you don't get this kind of training in the pool, so it's real beneficial to me.
And confirming our women's results today. First, in a time of 37 minutes and 25 seconds out of Australia, Melissa Gorman. Cara Baker had to settle for second, 38 minutes and 48 seconds. The former Zimbabwean swimming representative, Brenda Russell, once again manages to get herself on the podium.
And a first overall win in the men's division for Stefan Talbot in 37 minutes 47. Graham O'Grady, the New Zealand half Ironman champion, in second, and former surf lifesaving world champion Brent Foster in third.
And the more than 600 competitors making their way across the finish line. A famous swim, a great journey from Russell to Paihia. Plenty of smiles, plenty of family and friends. It should be a wonderful after-swim function. And one person with a big smile is sports editor Andy Hay.
A lot harder than sitting in the back of a rowing boat going down the course for 2,000 metres. So for me to get across there, I'm feeling pretty pleased with myself, actually. It's good.
This time I've taken seasick tablets and I've been wearing bands on my wrists, and I've managed to get through without feeling sick at all, so I feel pretty good.
And in comes Bruce Hopkins from Lord of the Rings fame, delighted with his swim.
Actor Bruce Hopkins, congratulations, a wonderful swim. What was your motivation for today?
Today in particular was to bring a bit of my brother across. These are some of his ashes here. He died, oh, get a bit emotional. He passed away 7 months ago, and I've been trying to get him to do this swim with me. I did it last year, and he used to be the most powerful swimmer. He was the New Zealand Surf Lifesaving Junior Belt Swimming Champ, and he reckons he swam halfway across when he was 13. We lived in Russell in the 60s, and him and some mates took off, and someone spotted them, and they sent a boat out, and they got halfway across, and this boat pulled up and said, "Get out of the water, you buggers," you know, hauled them up onto the boat. So he's now got across.
As an actor, you can, I guess, play a whole lot of different characters. You can do a whole lot of period pieces. Out there, were you trying to be Michael Phelps, Ian Thorpe, perhaps?
I was just trying to survive.
Well, perhaps today we saw the finest ever performance in an open water swim race in this country. Melissa Gorman becoming the first female athlete to win a State New Zealand Ocean Swim Series race overall. Congratulations to young Stephen Talbot in taking out the men's title. Well, if you're inspired by what you've seen today, check out oceanswim.co.nz. We'd love to see you on the start line for Race 3, the Capital Classic in Wellington, January 29th. We'll leave you now with images of the Give It A Go 300 and the Step It Up 1000.